I'm Geraldine. I'm the housing advisor at Res 4. Welcome back. We're excited to have you back.
Hi, this is Scott. I'm a RA here at Res 4. Welcome. We're looking forward to having you here.
Greetings. I'm Tim Cawthron. I'm a residential advisor at Res 4, and I look forward to seeing you succeed and achieve those goals here.
Hey everyone, Dan here, your friendly Res 4 RLS. You might see me being inside right now and not wearing a mask and think, gasp, why isn't Dan wearing a mask? Well, that's because I'm in my office. And much like me being in my office, when you're in your rooms, you don't have to wear a mask. It's your area. You don't have to wear a mask while you're in your room. I don't have to wear a mask while I'm in my office because it is not shared by anybody else. So when I will walk out into the TV room here in just a moment, I will mask up because that is a public area and we're expected to wear masks, staff and students in all public areas. It's just what we got to do to, keep this place open, be able to stay here, all that good stuff. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of what's going on here in Res 4, what it's going to look like. So we're not going to have normal operations here, people in the common area, sections, linen exchange, any of that stuff for quite some time. I'm going to give you kind of a quick rundown of what Res 4 is going to look like.
As part of the center's reopening plan, all returning students must undergo a 14-day quarantine, and Residence 4 was selected as the location in which all returning students will quarantine. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect during your quarantine and what we expect from you while you're here at Residence 4 for 2 weeks. First things first, much like when you were first arrived on center, we will search your bag through the Welcome Center, and Health and Wellness staff will be up there asking you a series of questions and taking your temperature prior to you being allowed down onto center. The first thing we will do once you arrive onto center is we have to wash all laundry for all returning students. So we will ask you to bag up your laundry and we will wash it, dry it, bring it back to you as soon as we can. If you want us to separate lights and darks or delicate items or use soap that you provide, please let us know and we can do those things. Other than that, your first night will basically be just you getting settled in. We will go over a little bit more detailed information when you arrive onto center. But a few highlights are daily things that will happen during your quarantine, like every day at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., Health and Wellness staff will be doing symptoms checks and taking your temperature. After the 2 p.m. symptoms check, Health and Wellness staff will offer to take students that are quarantined for a walk. This will be your only opportunity to leave the room during your quarantine. And anytime you do leave your room, please make sure to wear a mask and maintain social distancing. Other than that, much like prior to everyone leaving, we will do roll calls 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m., and bed checks will be at 1:30 a.m. and 6 a.m. You will not be allowed to leave your room during the quarantine, so staff will just come to your room and check and make sure you're there. Dining hall staff will deliver meals to your door 8:30 to 9 a.m. for breakfast, 11:30 to noon for lunch, and 3:30 to 4 p.m. for dinner. If you have any dietary restrictions or food preferences, please let us know when you arrive and we can communicate those things to the dining hall staff. We will also provide contact information to the dining hall staff in your room, so anytime you can email them and let them know if there's something they can do different or if there's a food that you don't want them to bring or want them to bring more of. You may open your door while you're in quarantine. You may prop your door open for light and air, but you cannot leave your room during the quarantine period. Other than that, you'll be expected to meet expectations for distance learning while you're in quarantine. We do have rooms that have computers and webcams already installed and set up. So if you need that technology, please let your counselor know prior to your arrival to center. If there's anything we can do to make your stay more exciting or at least less boring, please let the dorm staff know. We can coordinate with the rec staff to get exercise equipment, free weights, yoga mats, art supplies, books, movies and DVD players, TVs, stuff like that. We can do what we can to make sure that the free time you have is spent at least somewhat wisely and you're entertained during your stay here in Residence 4. Another thing we will ask you to do each day is make sure to bag your trash and empty it and set it outside the door. And dorm staff will come by during safety checks and just take it to the dumpster, again, because we cannot have you leave your room during the quarantine period. Other than that, there's not a lot that we have as far as expectations go, other than not leaving the room unless otherwise authorized and supervised. One thing, if there is a fire alarm or an actual emergency, you will leave the room. Please try and grab your mask if you can. If it is unsafe to do so in a real emergency, please just report just like you would normally to the pavilion, maintaining social distance with other students and staff. Other than that, I don't really have a lot of specific information to go over. There's a lot of minor details and things like that we can let you know when you arrive, but that's kind of the gist of what will happen each day and what we expect from you during your quarantine period here in Residence 4. If you have any other questions or things you want to know prior to your arrival or while you're here, please let dorm staff know, please let your counselors know, and they can communicate any questions, concerns, things we might not have thought of to us, and we can address them. I hope this at least answers some questions and provides, an insight into what you can expect while you're here. Thank you for your time.
All masked up and ready to go. Out into the Res 4 TV room and common area. Give you guys a quick tour of what's going on here and what's new and how everything's gonna be set up. So let's get started. Go right over here to our handy little laundry room. We got new washing machines because one of the things we have to do when you guys come back in quarantine here in Res 4 is we have to wash all your clothes. And we got these really cool new dissolvable laundry bags, and those weren't gonna work with the old machines we had. So that's new and exciting there. One thing you'll look at when you come check this out, for those of you that lived here before, there's a lot less chairs than there used to be. And this is gonna be happening all over center, every classroom, in academics, every trade location, other dorms, common areas. We have to set up the common areas for social distancing. So that's why you'll see only 6 chairs in here, 1 chair at each table, only 1 chair at each computer desk. Because we have to have everything set up and maintain social distancing in indoor areas. You'll see these nifty little signs here outside of my office and outside of the ARIA's office. Gives us time to make sure we're masked up, make sure that there's not too many people in either office. So that's kind of what Res 4's common area is going to look like. It's going to be a little bit different, obviously. It's going to take some getting used to. And I do know that Res 4, is going to be quarantine dorm for a long time, so it's going to take longer than the other dorms to get back to, somewhat normal operations. But when we do get back to somewhat normal operations, this is going to kind of be the expectations for the common areas. If you guys go outside, much like, walking around town, anything like that, that you've seen in your own areas, if you're walking around outside and there's nobody within 6 feet of you, you don't have to have your mask on. But if you're walking around here in the courtyard, checking stuff out, if you're walking to and from the rec and you're not 6 feet apart, you'll have to wear a mask. If you guys are 6 feet apart, no mask. So yeah, again, guys, please make sure you take this stuff seriously, you get it done, because we all have to do our part, and if we want to be able to actually be able to come back to center and have it stay open. It only takes one person, not caring one time for us to lose it all. So just make sure that you guys take that seriously when you guys do come back and are able to live in Res 4 permanently, that you respect social distancing requirements and whatever, new hurdles we might face in the future. So yeah, that concludes kind of the nice tour of Res 4 for right now. I might give you kind of a brief clip of what's going on outside, because there are some new and exciting and strange things that have gone on outside as well.